Yeah, okay. Sorry, one of these days I'll remember that clearing the throat thing. I have to make a post-it. I should have adjusted the camera a little bit more. There we go. Alright, hey, good morning, everyone. Or good afternoon or good evening, where applicable. But hey, Doc, hey, Mika and Pachi, hey, Queen Claire, welcome. And just a huge congratulations to Queen Claire again on the 24-hour stream yesterday. What an incredible, just an amazing accomplishment. An incredibly fun stream. I'm still so impressed with how engaged and energetic, and entertaining those those 3Es for 24 hours. I was not there the entire time. I hope to catch up on highlights for much or most of what I missed, but yeah, if anybody here, I reckon at this point, everybody's on board currently. But hey, anybody out there watching in the future? You're watching this VOD? This archive? You should probably still just go and go to twitch.tv/QueenClaire101. Putting that out there. So thanks for being here, folks. I have mentioned last week, and I'll be saying it. Oh, I got kind of halfway through a costume change here. Alright, I'm gonna see if I can change my clothes. While just talking loosely for a bit. And I do have, I have kind of almost a program. I mean, this is the first time I can tell you, where I've ever, boy, that is rather full, isn't it? Not gonna deal with that today. Going to have to drop these and wait for next year, because I meant to trade all of those into Jack. Oh boy, I do have... This is a problem. Oh well, okay. Not gonna deal with it until I have to. So yeah, this is the first day where I've actually just put out some bullet points of things that I'll want to hit given the opportunity. Gonna be a normal schedule. I'm still ending at 10. I wonder how much folks internationally have been thrown off by setting the clocks back over here. I'll be curious to see the UK and other crowd if they show up. But yeah, today's going to be a little bit different. I added what I'm calling some new, like, number 0 rules. Which the nice thing is I really don't anticipate that it's going to really be a problem with any of my usual crowd, any of the folks who normally are here. And it's mostly there because I like to have, you know, kind of a sign to point and tap to. If anything should come up, that kind of thing. And hey, Swamp Goth, good morning. How am I doing? Yeah. Okay. I slept all right. I kind of have been sleeping better, which is just wonderful. Only a little bit better, but I really did need it. How are you doing? And hey, Mir, welcome. Welcome on in here. How are you doing? Hope folks had a good weekend. Thank you for the hydrated posture check, Doc. I appreciate that. Let me get my water bottle here. Try to do both at once. I see people altering it to be a straight up, like, stretch reward. And I guess that's kind of what mine is shifting into. But it definitely is. I'm stretching for the posture myself. Do some sleepy, all right. And yeah, Mir, I did want to mention that I took the opportunity on Halloween to catch up on Over the Garden Wall. It's a nice, I mean, basically a movie. But I guess they called it a mini-series. Very good. Sweet like potatoes and molasses, as one might say. And let me get that sleepy in there. I am feeling a bit sleepy today. I've had my coffee, I had some breakfast. And as mentioned, my first show with kind of show notes to work on beforehand. But yeah, just, oh, no kidding, Swamp Goth just rewatched Over the Garden Wall. A timeless masterpiece. Yeah, I have to say, I was kind of just, like, thinking about it afterward. And thinking how much I reckoned I would enjoy a rewatch of it. True story, true facts. Known fact, molasses and potato tastes terrible. That sounds, well, it sounds likely. Molasses needs a bit of work to get it. I would say both potatoes and molasses do need a fair bit of work to make them kind of palatable things. And it's not just combining them. That said, like a sweet potato pie, that's a thing. I don't know if that actually, how much molasses that involves, if any. And hey, Marky. How is the day going? Can't go to work today, feeling a little bad. Oh, Marky, I'm sorry to hear that. I hope you feel better soon. I really hope you do. It's good to see you in here, but I hope you feel better quickly. Keyboard going a little wild, no worries. I've seen it. I've seen it happen. Every now and then, it's one thing that slightly annoys me about my keyboard, to tell you the truth. I have an ergonomic one that I like quite a bit. I really do like this split ergonomic shape. Really just doing everything I can to kind of try to keep the repetitive stress injuries away. I'm on the computer an awful lot. I was kind of starting to chuckle about it, but I'm very serious about it. Take it really very seriously myself. I'm gonna move all those gold flowers over here. And Mir, sorry, let me catch up on here. Swamp Goth asking why the chop money trees down seemingly daily. No hate, just curious. Oh yeah, no worries. Always open to Animal Crossing questions. Because they do not fruit again afterward. Once you shake the money down, it's just a regular tree. And then I'm just gonna plant another money tree there. And hey, we kind of got a... Are the follow alerts working? Strange, but hey there, Pikachu, welcome. Hi, good morning. There it is. Alright, well, it's been a little behind recently. But no biggie. But thank you for following. Welcome to this morning. How's it going? How were folks' weekends, if anybody's got anything to share? I'm always curious. I know I got to celebrate Halloween with a few of you, which I'm really happy about. Still, it was a good day for me. And yesterday I was in Queen Claire's stream basically all day. What am I doing in here? I'm not buying candy anymore. Did I actually need to buy anything in here, or am I just poking? I'm just poking. Pro gameplay. Okay, and Marky said planning on doing a Cluedo Island. That is interesting. I don't know what that means necessarily. So Pikachu has a villager that wants to leave, and her name is Tia. Oh, Tia's a elephant, I think, right? I want to say. Possibly. Yes. I think there's people who like Tia. I have no space for villagers at the moment. But maybe if anybody's a big fan of Tia out there, let Pikachu know.
The mic's back on.
And I just did activate my co-host there. And Mir got a new gift sub from a random stream. There you go. That's always fun to find. And hey Gina, good morning. How are you? Go Team Trick forever. I can't believe Team Treat won the Splatfest. How about that? Another thing that was going on this weekend, I had a lot of fun with the Splatfest, to tell you the truth. I got really into it yesterday afternoon. Oh, yeah, Pikachu, I was guessing. It sounded like you weren't, you were pretty fine with her leaving. Which, that's okay. I try to love all of my villagers. And, I mean, we've had whole conversations about that. But sometimes there are some villagers where I'm just, yeah, that's okay. I'll see you later. Maybe. Yeah, boo Team Treat, indeed. Nah. It was one of those interesting ones where, I don't think I would have guessed that Team Trick would have actually been the much more popular choice. I think like 58% for Team Trick. I guess a lot of people feeling in that tricky mood. Maybe had enough treats. I don't know. I'm still not sure what I would have just picked between. I mean, without having like friends to basically, like, yeah, of course I was Team Trick. And let's check on it. Alright, so Swamp Goth was under the assumption they refruited like regular fruit trees do. Right, no. Just the one and done for the money trees, yes. So still haven't been able to afford a Switch, but hoping to try the game on an emulator. Your computer can handle it. Not sure at all if visiting islands would be possible in the emulator. I would be very surprised if you could take the emulator online. Doesn't seem impossible, but seems really unlikely. Generally, I don't know much. I don't know much about the Switch emulation scene at all, actually. I can tell you that my computer cannot emulate Wii U games. Sadly. Very sadly. Or else I'd be doing some crowd control Breath of the Wild. But sorry, that's quite a tangent. Good luck with that. I'm curious to hear how it works for you, honestly. And Mir is insisting that Trick won. And we can't make him believe. I won't try to. So Marky's been working on a project for over a month now. Really want to pull it off before 2021. Oh, cool, Marky. That sounds enormous. Can't wait to maybe see it. Oh, you can get candy all year? Okay. Really? Dude, wait, is it in the store all year now? Really? Easy says, doing okay, still have a heck of a cough, but moving along back to work today. Oh, I hope it goes alright. Hope you're able to rest if you need to there. I hope your cough gets better. That's never fun to try to work through something like that. And Mikon said that the colors being orange and purple instead of orange and green concerned him. Yeah, I don't know how much they take. I mean, the colors did change up. I feel like I might have actually seen orange and green in one of the trick-on-trick matches, but I might be wrong about that. And Mir saying, Emu not buying pirating system still in the market. Oh goodness. Ooh. I don't want to put anybody on the spot like that, but those are reasonable concerns, actually. I suppose. Can't fault Mir for bringing it up. Let's just assume that there's a machination. That Swamp Goth is checking the game out at their local library and dumping it and trying it out in an emulator And then erasing that game dump after returning the game to the library. That's my headcanon. Say, and hey, darling Dumont, welcome on in. Thank you for following. Sorry, I'm really catching up on chat here. I'm taking my time on things. And thank you so much, PB Ange. Thank you so much for that subscription. I really do appreciate it. And the expensive kimono is in here. It's true. And hey, Chroma, welcome. Good morning to you. How are you doing? How was your weekend? I'm still... Goodness, I haven't gotten to anything I've kind of been thinking about yet today. But I'll get there. I'm gonna, be doing my morning rounds for a bit. I do plan on just, posting up a dodo code, kind of as usual. Since Sahara's over here, we've got the elaborate kimono for sale. Yeah. But I do plan on kind of sitting and talking for a while, more so than usual, even. And, yeah, Mir, demoing it. It's legit. It's worried. It's okay. Heard it's an... yeah. Nah, not something to put folks on the spot about, honestly. Let's dig up some things, catch up on chat. Roma said not bad, just another lazy weekend, right on. Feeling a bit tense about the election. Be honest, feel like you keep getting panic attacks about it. I'm sorry about that. That's something I do plan on talking about kind of openly today because alright, I was going to do it earlier. I think now is the chance to read a word gnome. Alright, Mikan, I'll get right on that in one moment. And thank you, darling Dumont. I really appreciate that. I'm trying to go for a really relaxing, comforting vibe. We do occasionally get onto more serious topics sometimes, and I always try to still frame it in the most gentle way possible, still keeping it, you know, in a place that I would consider accessible to all ages. And for this week, specifically, I was saying a little bit ago, I did add kind of a rule 0. This is in the chat rules as well. And I have to say that I understand, I have occasionally now just really kind of reflexively clicked through new streamers. That made me so scared. Did that sound very wild to other people? Okay, so interestingly, I think the Streamlabs box is working, but not the alerts it should be, and the Streamlabs should only be there for Tiltify donations. Alright, I'm gonna try not to worry about that right now, and keep on what I was thinking about. Thank you for the host, Chroma. But it was a strange sound there. Alright, yeah. It made me very, very scared that my computer had crashed. Is what that did. Anyway, not a joking matter. The Rule 0 thing is new. I really just want to have it up, possibly just for this week. And again, I don't anticipate it. It's really not even so much, I feel like, for the folks who are in here on the regular. It hasn't been an issue with people before. And you'll note, like, I'm not prohibiting discussion or anything like that. Especially today, I want people to talk about if you're comfortable, you know, sharing about anxieties or fears like that, that's going to be a subject. And I'm bringing up these rules because this is how I am going to be trying to deal with my own anxiety over this week and the U.S. election results. You know, I think I've been quite open about, you know, very much what I'm hoping for and what I'm worried about in terms of 4 more years of just catastrophic corruption and incompetence. And I want to just try to, have as much as possible of space to talk about managing these anxieties, because they are overwhelming. I myself definitely feel the burden of feeling like I need to stay informed and connected to what is happening, even to things that are outside of my control, and that's an important thing to recognize. And it comes at a price, and it's important to try to balance it and make spaces for yourself where you can rest from it, where you can rest from being inundated with external stimuli, basically. And let me catch up on chat again. The project is called Cluedo. I did see that. I'm very curious. I'm wondering, so it's not a Clue reference. I think we got that. Not a reference to the board game or movie Clue. What about Clue from Tron? Any Tron fans out there? And hey, Sharn, welcome. Oh, what is wrong? What's going on? And Marky, thank you, though. Thank you. Thank you for loving my hat. It's looking very good at the moment. I see that. Very classic shape. Mirsane want to know a cool channel point made up for Animal Crossing. About 10,000 buy or get given an item and put it on the island for 1 week. Oh, okay. That's interesting. That's, that reminds me of seeing, I believe Top Dog and maybe some other Stardew players I've seen have like add or remove a piece of furniture. And I really never thought about, not for a second did I think about, oh, but that would be quite easy to apply to Animal Crossing, wouldn't it? Good idea there, Mir. And Mikon's, can we all just agree best president was the guy from the Independence Day movie? Up there fighting the aliens on the front line with the other pilots. Good speech in that movie. I have no idea. It's yeah. I will agree that president had one of the like best speeches I feel like I've heard. The "We will not go quietly into that dark night" is something that just rattles around in my head kind of semi-regularly for some reason. Just such a good phrasing. And hey B, welcome. Good evening to you. Thank you for being here. I have not read the dictionary word yet. Thank you, Mikon, for the reminder. Let me take care of that now. And Sharon, one of your teachers pushed you into telling her what's wrong with you mentally, and the anxiety is making it hard for you to breathe. I'm really sorry about that. It's terrible to be pushed into discomfort like that. I hope that I would, if you have a way that you already feel like you can go to handle that, certainly I hope that you can embrace that. Today I very much want to be on the topic of how there are, certain ways to go for the main type of meditation that I did want to talk about today would be I'm planning on describing, and would often most be described as mind calmness. And that is, it's not a foolproof or end-all be-all solution to anxiety. And one thing I'll say now that I very much want to stress is that I'll be talking about meditation today entirely as just somebody who does it. I have no certifications as a teacher, or as a leader in this type of thing. I have like twice led one person through a kind of spur of the moment guided meditation to try to help with migraine. That was a while ago. And that's not what I would be doing today anyway. I'm just planning on talking about it from my perspective as somebody who does it. And I really do want to stress that meditation is a very useful mental tool slash framework. It is not a replacement for medication. It is not a replacement for therapy. It is not a replacement for professional help or a personal support network. These are all incredibly important things that can be very much supplemented and can be synergetic with meditation. But I do want to make that clear. So Sharn is stuck on a box. Stuck on a box. Stuck on a bus. Gonna leave. All right, Sharn. I hope you take care. I really hope that you catch your breath and that you feel, just a sense of calm soon. I will read that dictionary soon. Jim on the art dealer read only 1 real painting out of 4. That's still lucky there, Doc. Wait till you get 0 real paintings out of 4. And hey, Ribbon, good morning. Welcome to you. Good to see you here. And boy, I gotta give a shout out to Ribbon Ichigo, a wonderful streamer, and they were also just so incredibly helpful during Queen Claire's stream. Wonderful member of the kingdom there. Please do support them. And B is saying, favorite fictional president, the President of the United States in JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Though he was an antagonist, but he did have a great speech too. I don't remember that one. Is that later in the manga? I've only seen the anime. Yeah. Mentioned the forbidden anime. I like JoJo's Bizarre Adventures, but I've only watched. As I just said, I've only seen the TV seasons. Yeah, I started reading. So the thing is, I started reading the manga, but did not have a very good source on them, and was actually like partway through Golden Wind, and then hit a bunch of missing chapters basically. And I just ended up going off and doing other things and waited for that season of the anime to come out, which I thought was very good. And hey, Lua Del Luna, welcome today. How are you doing? Oh, that is from part 7. Okay. Yeah, a while to go. I think, what was Golden Wind? Part 4? Part 5? I want to say part 4. But I do forget. I would like to, I would like to get ahead, read through the manga, but I just love the colors of the anime so much. It adds so much to it. And yeah, Doc, you're welcome to opinion if you don't like it. Which just as a general word of advice to everyone, honestly, that if you ever want to phrase things in like a good, gentle way for something that you don't like, and you really don't want to, sound aggressive about it, or, potentially make someone else feel uncomfortable for liking something, is a good way is to phrase it as that you don't like it, or that you something like that. Just that there are ways to avoid sort of objective statements that can, depending on how you want to talk at the time, can potentially be good phrases to go to. Let's plant this new money tree, and then that'll grow, and I'll get some gold from it. And hey, Gemini Crossing, welcome. Thank you for following. Thank you, new folks. I don't think I've given, quite given a rundown for the new people. I still need to catch up on chat and that redemption. And Mir's saying Ribbon is a Pogger Tally Hall fan. That's good to know. That's quite good to know. Although Ribbon's partner, a more hardcore fan. Very interesting. How many fossils did I get here today? Only 3. Alright, I think there's one more lurking out there. I'm gonna just open my gates up if people want to visit for Sahara. or possibly find a villager crafting. I don't know if they have any interesting recipes here right now, but you're welcome to try. So Ribbon's partner is a fan of JoJo. They don't think he's watched the show. Waiting for that season with Jolene, favorite part of the series. Oh, that sounds good. I've heard good things about that part. What's a JoJo? Oh my goodness. I'll let other people handle that one. Okay, I'm gonna open my gates up and then I'm gonna catch up on these redemptions, I swear. I'm sorry for putting those up. Putting those off. I will get to those channel point redemptions as soon as I update with a dodo code here. Ultimate favorite for Doc is One Piece. Shall destroy you all. Oh, yeah, I think might have seen you and Mikon talking about that at some point. I have seen maybe 2 episodes of One Piece. And if I was going to get into it, I think I might try the manga. Because I think I'd be able to get through it a lot faster. While still enjoying it, I wouldn't be, speed reading it or anything. But something where there's, 1,000 chapters or something of, I would prefer to be able to go through it at my own pace rather than anime, which, I just know how long-running anime series can be. Having at some point watched like 200 episodes of Gintama, I think, somewhere around that. Oh, that was a while ago. Alright, so gates are open to, just about anyone. As long as you're a nice, kind folk hanging out here. And let me make sure, let me go back up on here. JoJo Siwa has an anime, I don't get the reference. Aren't JoJo's the cookies at Trader Joe's? Chroma. I think you're right about that. And Darling Dumont, are there any in-game items that I need? Nothing coming to mind right now. Thank you for asking. I'll have to think about it, but not off the top of my head. Thank you so much. What about you? And, thank you, Gemini Crossing. I really appreciate that. I'm glad you stumbled across the stream this morning as well. I want to have a very calming series of streams this week. Very much the plan for a time when I'm going to be really internally both compartmentalizing a couple of things, but also just wallpapering over it just a little bit. I'm going to talk, some about, already I've mentioned I share some of these anxieties. And that's going to be an ongoing topic this week, just to be clear. I do expect that myself and others are going to say, boy, we are scared as heck about what is happening right now in the US, about what our political leaders are doing or are allowing to happen. We may get specific, and this is again why I'm just going to tap the rule sign, and particularly at the one, and this one I did think the most about, but this is really not a place to argue with me or my moderators. If you have a disagreement, I'm basically going to say that you need to hold on to it. And if it's so severe that you feel like you need to leave, then I understand. If it's something, if we have a personal relationship and it's so important that you need to confront me about it, then I'd ask that you do it, elsewhere and not on stream. I think that's all I need to say about that right now, and welcome, Doc. Good to see you. Thank you, Ribbon, for putting those rules out there. Yeah, the Rule 0 is the new one. The others are older ones. Every type of gnome. Well, I have them, but you're still not wrong. Shonen Jump mobile app, $3 a month, and 100 free chapters a day. Thank you for the reminder, Mikon. I really do need to get on that Shonen Jump app. I really need to get back on a like reading habit, to be honest. I used to be a much bigger reader. And let me just try to not miss things in chat while I'm going through here. Time of year for ribbon, where the pipes in the house make loud banging noises to warm the apartment. Yes, been getting that in this old residence. Just hanging out in the kitchen and something goes twang. Like yeah, it's amazing. Gemini Crossing, appreciate the openness and honesty. Yeah, that's what I'm going for sure. Thank you. And it is toxic out there. That's one thing, is this chat has been really lovely. I've said it a few times, but I have had fewer problems here than I did on Mixer, which honestly just still surprises me. I do expect there to be more provocateurs this week. I do expect also people to just be... everybody to be, honestly, you know, maybe a bit more anxious. Yeah, as Lua de Luna says, scared about that, and you don't even live in the US, I'm taking it. Yeah, scared about everything right now. It is a really scary time on a global level. It is hard to and sometimes it's important to draw your focus in, because while I do, as I was saying earlier, I myself feel a certain obligation for various reasons to stay informed on happenings as best as I can. You know, it's important to sort of separate and contemplate that which is truly outside of your control and realm. And while that doesn't help with feelings of helplessness exactly, what does is where you can focus on the things that you do have control over. And Chroma's wondering if I have footage of the Mixer streams. Yes. All up on the YouTube. Basically every stream is up on my YouTube. And Chroma's asking if anyone needs the Shell Fountain DIY. Thank you, Chroma. I have it. And Ribbon's downstairs neighbors thought they were hammering something, and they thought it was the downstairs neighbors, and then everybody looked at the radiators. That's quite good. That's funny. And hey, welcome boy, that's cool. Yeah, those ads will get you. Those ads will get you. There's ways around them. The easiest way, honestly, is to subscribe. And I always appreciate it, but I have personally been kind of astounded at how the Twitch's anti-ad blocker countermeasures have, over the last couple months, just they're stepping their game up. That's for sure. Lua de Luna, so nice to find communities like this. Animal Crossing community is so welcoming, and it's the one thing you're taking from the 2020 for sure. Myself as well. I really do. It's been wonderful to connect with other Animal Crossing streamers and other streamers besides. And it's actually made me wonder why I haven't sought out trying to be a part of an online Animal Crossing community earlier. And I guess part of it, just thinking momentarily, is how the games really didn't have very good online tools before. And this one, I mean, for all our complaints about it, legitimate gripes and, menu frustrations and things with New Horizons, the online multiplayer really is so much better thought out. It's so much safer to deal with folks, so much less of a possibility and opening for casual griefing, that I think it made me much more willing to reach out and be social with folks. And you gotta go to school, boy. I hope you have a good day. Thanks for dropping in. I really appreciate it. And Fifth, hey there. Welcome in. Good morning to you. How are you doing? How was your weekend? How was your Halloween? A gift sub and a sub. Oh, going for that leaderboard spot, I think. Thank you so much for that. Where's that put up? Where's that put at? Put us with this one. 23 out of 25. So close. That number has just been going up and down a whole lot recently. As subs tend to do around the start of a month, and no worries. No worries ever if folks can't keep a sub going. I do want to provide like some more perks for subscribers, but I really do always want to have it feel basically like an optional thing. But I hope that you all will, and yeah, I hope you'll enjoy the emotes there, Swamp Goth. Oh, what, Madman, Biff, what you doing? 2 more tier 1 subs to Mir and Lua de Luna. Aw, Biff. Thank you so much. Alright, hey, you know what? I was gonna... Okay, hold on. I need to catch up on channel reward requests from ages ago, from when I was opening my gates up. That is so my bad. Alright, I did do those ones. I did do that one. I don't think I changed my hat. I don't think I even saw that one. Let's grab the Snapple hat here for a minute. And let's look up the word gnome. Sorry about that. Sorry about missing those channel rewards, Doc and Mikon. But here we go, catching up. And thank you so much, Fifth. Bud, I can't thank you enough. I hope you're doing well this morning. Gnome. Noun. One of a fabled race of dwarf-like creatures who live underground and guard treasure hoards. Noun. In the occult philosophy of Paracelsus, a being that has earth as its element. Noun. Pithy saying that expresses a general truth or fundamental principle. An aphorism. I've never heard that definition of gnome before. Very interesting. And thank you for that Hydrate Gemini Crossing 13 minutes ago. And Top Dog B, if you're still there, let's get this Google in here. Who was the strangest US president in history?
Sorry, I don't have any information about that.
Cop out. And hey boy, I know you said lol there, but even as a joke, please, yeah. Gift subs are nice random things that happen, but, I just prefer folks not out and out ask for them. Always lovely when they happen, though, I do understand. Have I had 20 viewers before? I think so. I've had a few higher viewer number days recently, which has been always a surprise. And welcome, AceFurry83. Good morning to you. How you doing? Good morning. I believe one president got stuck in a bathtub. Hey, who hasn't, though? All it takes is a small enough bathtub or a big enough president. Alright, have I missed anything in chat here? Mir is the strangest, Mir 2020. Yes, there we go. And Lua doesn't know about that, but knows about some handsome, useless presidents like the one you have in Spain. Oh goodness, I don't know anything about that. To tell you the truth, I'm sorry. Sort of curious to hear. I mean, if you feel like there's anything you want to say about that, sounds interesting. I should take this face paint off. I was going to take down the Halloween decorations, but I tend to be a little bit behind on that in real life as well. Alright, and hey B, hope you get some rest if you're staying up late. But glad to, and thank you for the presidential fun fact. Jimmy Carter claimed to have seen a UFO. Interesting. You will put lemonade in the drinking water. I mean, I'd enjoy that for a bit. I would enjoy that for a bit. Mikan saying Teddy Roosevelt he thinks, the coolest president. Would challenge people to wrestling boxing matches. That's funny in a cartoonish way, definitely. I sort of have a feeling that the probably inappropriate professional behavior, but I don't know much about when he was doing that. Perhaps it was entirely when he was hanging out with friends, in which case, no problem. But definitely kind of a near folk figure in some ways. Lewis says, handsome and that's it, called Pedro Sanchez, if I want to look him up. Oh, hey, thank you, Mir. Wow, alright. I will squirrel these away, I think. Doc saying left several Sahara tickets and a rug and 2 DIYs in the free area. Thank you, Doc. Really appreciate that. What what a quick turnaround from, well, it's just so nice to see. So happy to help Doc out, like, 2 weeks ago with DIYs and supplies and all that. And look at him coming right back and sharing with us. Thank you so much, Doc. And hey, Quiggy, thank you for that hydrate. Good morning. Happy Monday morning, maybe. That's an aspirational one. Hope you're having an okay morning so far. Jimmy Carter is a national treasure. That is one person who, at least mainly the more I've heard about, it's been kind of good things. Has raised my estimation of that. And thank you so much, Fifth, again. I think that I have to really decide on what that third emote is going to be. But look forward to that, subscribers. I do have automatic approval, so once I upload it, it will be ready for subscribers to use. Mikan says he did it at the White House all the time. Yes, I think, yeah, and with a modern lens, honestly, but, you know, even probably at the time it was, what can we say? Problematic. Fifth, which is the one who drove the aquatic car into the lake without telling people it doubled as a boat? That's a good question. And refused to shoot a captured bear. Well, that's good. That is a very good thing to do. Is it not shooting captured animals? In my book. I mean, they're, you know, not to get onto the subject, there are certainly instances where animals very sadly have to be euthanized. But I don't think that's not what I'm talking about, for sure. So you challenge Marines and Army guys as well as guests. Oh boy. Definitely a character there. It is Monday, yes. Yes, indeed. It is Monday. So Lyndon B. Johnson had an amphicar, which could double as a boat, would drive people around and then pretend to crash into a lake to freak them out. That's... boy, again, it's very comical. It's very, like, cartoonishly funny. But I don't know if it's just me being, like, no fun allowed, older Manx or whatever, but I'm just like, boy, that would really stress people out. I sure wouldn't want someone to do that to me without my consent. That I find those thoughts just kind of inescapable myself. Just like, boy, that's not entirely acceptable behavior, huh? Which of course is what makes it such a story. Oh, these are for me? Oh, thank you. Thank you, Mir. I think I have many of these, but I appreciate it. Always, always, always. And while not the best president, Bill Clinton could play mean saxophone. I've heard that. The saxophone solos. How many hats do I have? I haven't counted, actually. I can try to eyeball it at the moment. Around 13 or 14, I think. I think around 13 or 14. Played it on the Arsenio Hall show. Yeah, if I recall, I think that clip got played a whole bunch. And Doc, you were looking for lollipops? I really do have these extra if it's okay, Mir. These were just going to go into storage. But if Doc is looking for lollipops or candy, I'm cool sharing it. I have a bundle in storage, but thank you so much, Mir, if it's all right that I just share along there. And hey, Oki, welcome. Good morning to you. Good morning and welcome on in. Oh, time is just marching on. I'm going to continue, staying engaged with chat on all that. I'm going to make sure I'm caught up on redemptions here. I think I got that hydrate in from Quiggy. Thank you again. Just in case. I'm going to need that anyway. So my plan here is for a little bit, I'm going to continue, chatting with chat. My gates are still going to be open. Folks can come in and get Sahara rugs. And now is a part where I plan on trying something a little bit different and just talking about an actual chosen subject for a while. This is the part of the stream where I do plan on talking about my experiences and understanding of meditation from the viewpoint of someone who does it really as a secular practice, which is to say I do not do it as any kind of religious practice. There are various religions that do incorporate meditation in different ways for different in different ways. I do not subscribe to any organized religion at this time or in a while. And the meditation, I do think of, it's the kind of thing that there's a lot of modern neuroscience now that kind of does look at how certain mindfulness practices really have beneficial structural effects for people. And just to stress again that these are it's a helpful practice. That is my take on it. That it has been helpful for me. And again, it's not a replacement for professional help, for therapy, for personal support, for friends, for medication. These are all crucial links in supporting oneself and in, gosh, I'm trying to think of a better way to put it, but just in taking care of oneself. Yeah, and I also want to say that I come from a position as someone who has just struggled a lot. I don't count myself as very successful in many regards. However, there are things that I'm very proud about that I've either gotten through or tried to come back from or have been able to at least maintain through the years. I'm being uselessly vague here. I'm sorry. Getting lost in my thoughts, I think. Ribbon thought their cat was pushing something onto the floor from the kitchen table. Go look, and he's just opening up a Chewy package and climbing inside. Classic cats. Classic cats. Cats in boxes. How delightful, though. So, meditation. The first thing I'm going to do sort of like kind of some overview first before, as I said, I do plan on talking mostly about one type. But there are, and I think I was saying this yesterday, but my understanding of meditation, I'll just give like my quick background with it. Again, just as somebody who's done it for a long time. I personally started meditating when I was, I don't know, maybe 7 or 8. I was introduced to the concept, I think, through learning about Taoism. And let's see, I was thinking about tell me about Taoism.
According to Wikipedia, Taoism is a philosophical tradition of Chinese origin which emphasizes living in harmony with the Tao. The Tao is a fundamental idea in most Chinese philosophical schools. In Taoism, however, it denotes the principle that is the source, pattern, and substance of everything that exists.
All right, so that gives you kind of a starting point. There's a lot to get into there. But that was kind of where I got started with thinking about some different philosophies, and I think was introduced to concepts of meditation. And still catching up on chat. Your Ribbon's house probably looks bizarre to the average person, full of empty boxes and packing paper. Then your cats climb inside and be adorable box cats. You can't take that away from them. Yeah, we have part of our living room kind of dedicated to almost like a jungle gym setup for our small dogs. It's something. Mikan, I'm sorry to hear that. No, you shouldn't be getting yelled at by your mom. And getting called a sissy is really, really not good. I'm very sorry about that. That sounds incredibly unfair, and just sounds like some really inappropriate anger being directed at you. And I'm sorry about that. I felt like I had to deal with that frequently. In fact, from my parents and from people around me. Christmas gonna be for Ribbon's cats. Cat condo on the list. There you go. Sounds like a good time. That's you know, if they get into it though, that's a gift that keeps on giving, I do think. Read Animal Crossing chat. Okay. Oh, people were being nice in there. Tell us stories, Unky D. Oh, gee. Yeah, so I basically, there was a few books on the Tao that got me started interested in, you know, the very generally termed Eastern philosophy. And hey, Lorenzo, welcome back. How you doing today? Good to see you. And hugs in chat. That's nice. Good to see that. There was, at the time, I don't know if it's still, like, recommended as a starting place, but there was actually a book called The Tao of Pooh, which I don't know how much it is specifically written as, like, accessible for younger audiences. It definitely seemed still over my head at the time, but I found it very interesting, and I was, and I guess sort of still am. I haven't seen any Winnie the Pooh anything, or read any Winnie the Pooh anything in a long time. But I loved it as a kid. Definitely saw myself in Eeyore kind of immediately. Very early on. Yeah. That's me. You know, but Tao of Pooh definitely helped get me started, and you know, meditation ended up being something I started going to very frequently. When I was, you know, starting pretty early, I was bullied in school by, you know, older or bigger kids. It's why I left, like, kindergarten. It's why I dropped out of 2nd grade as well. Changed schools both those times. And also got, like, bullied at home a fair amount by my sister and my older cousin would kind of team up and just be, I mean, would really just try to make me cry, basically, I think was the goal a lot. Or just try to make me, like, have a temper tantrum or something like that. It was awful. It was really awful, and I didn't get really the support I needed entirely on those fronts. My mom was concerned. She did care. She didn't really know what to do. She's never really... Wonderful woman. You know, it always feels unfair to, like... I guess now that I'm older, it feels unfair to call a parent out for not knowing how to deal with a child, because, like, hey, guess what is just probably the universal experience of being a parent that I know nothing about. A tremendous amount of confusion and fear and uncertainty. So I'm more sympathetic to it now that I'm older. But it was tough. It was definitely very hard, and I just needed more intervention, especially with my sister picking on me. There was a lot of other. It was not a like. It was really not a good home life for anybody for a long time. Which is, it's a bummer. And meditation was something that, you know, I would try to find some place that I felt safe, and I would try to just escape these really raging emotions in me, a tremendous amount of anger that I couldn't do anything with, a huge amount of resentment, and, you know, eventually just a lot of fear. When I felt like I couldn't really count on my parents, when I felt like I couldn't, you know, really go to them. And very lonely. It was very lonely, and I had to do the best I could to find solace, just in making a space in my head. And that, you know, I'm so glad now that I had kind of something to reach for in that time. What was problematic for me later on is when it started sort of combining with dissociation later when I was a teenager, and really started fighting with my parents about things then, and was in another like school that I hated, and then found like just a, I mean, I guess, I mean, it's a lot to unpack here. I'm going to try to get through this personal side of things faster, actually. The thing is, I did have to develop a more formal meditative practice in order to escape it as like a unhealthy dissociative thing. And I guess in as much as that there can be hazards, I would say that for folks who do have problems dissociating, I think that a meditative practice can actually be incredibly helpful with centering oneself for that, but it has to be taken into consideration, and I think handled in such a way so as to absolutely not like be activating of dissociative feelings while you're working on that practice. Demond, you've got a work meeting? Quite all right. Hope it goes well for you. So what was really formative for me, just finishing things out, is that I finally took one formal class on Buddhism as an undergraduate, and it was amazing to me, because it very much for me, like seeing the framework of Buddhist, like original Buddhist teachings specifically, had the most amazing sense of familiarity for me, of like just a lot of things that I hadn't been able to really articulate, or was all of these ideas and certainties I had inside me were there, kind of down on paper, just kind of like how I thought about how things could be, how a person should be, thought out and structured, and down there on the page for me to read. And hey, Marky, welcome back. And hey, Panda Beastruce, welcome back to you as well. Thank you for being here, and thanks, Marky. I always appreciate a reminder for any new folks. I don't think we need to do it too often. Folks are just being perfectly lovely, but I do appreciate it. So the Buddhism thing, yeah, and that's another thing I want to stress, that Buddhism is a religion for a huge number of people. It is a religious practice. It is also a secular philosophy. This is something to unpack. There are, of course, different forms of Buddhism. There are different kinds, practices, practitioners in different regions. what I'm going to be talking about, in as much as meditation relates to Buddhism, it is about really kind of older original teachings, mostly I would say, yeah, mostly to do with the idea of vipassana, I think, just to put it out there. But that said, for me, it really is, it's a philosophical thing. It's a mental thing, and a very helpful. Can't do breaking news today. Yeah, that's just, Marky, to just elaborate on that a little bit. Yeah, I just don't, it's never been an issue before, but I realize that this week is going to be more turbulent. If there's any incredibly astounding, jaw-dropping news headline out there, I am sure I will see it. And I don't need or really want anybody coming into chat and saying, I can't believe this just happened, look at this. Or, well, that's maybe a bad example. I mean, I can't believe blank happened, what, etc. And that's just for trying to keep my anxiety down this week. I am expecting there to be a lot of wild news headlines. And there I'm going to go on a brief tangent for just some good advice that I am keeping in mind this week. That when you see something like that shared around, wherever, on Discord or on Twitter or on TikTok or in private message, there's a couple good things, which is, if you want to share it, maybe wait. Maybe just wait like an hour. And, if it's still important, there are going to be more people talking about it. Check to see if it's from a reputable news organization with editors, with like real named human editors. I think there were some other tips there for just ways to help yourself and others during a stressful time. If it's game news, I will say video game news in terms of new game releases. That's fine. Breaking news, Breath of the Wild 2 just came out. That's okay, That really is mostly in the context of, it is really an American-centric rule, to be honest, which I could probably make clearer, but I just wanted to try to keep it somewhat short. So get some pride and love in there, I will do. Oh yeah, there was that Stealth Direct. There's a good example. There was that Stealth Partner Mini Direct that Nintendo put out, like right at the end of my stream on whatever it was last week. That always bugs me, because I'd love to live stream that, Nintendo, but I guess you don't want me to. So anyway. Yeah, the whole class in Buddhism thing helped me develop my meditative practice. I have been practicing one form of meditation for like 20-some years, and a couple of others more recently over the last 10 years. I'm not as good about doing it every day anymore. Unfortunately, I only meditate once in a while, but I would still recommend trying to come up with a daily practice and maintain it for as long as possible, because it will help you develop a mindful state that you are able to return to and able to help you in instances where you want to be less reactive. Breaking news, Nintendo just released Nintendo Switch Pro comes in transparent. That's what I want to hear. That's exactly. That breaking news has full clearance. Without any transparent Switch Pros. That is for sure. The reaction spamming is distracting. Oh my goodness. I'm able to tune it out. Sorry about that. Sorry about that, Chroma. I'm sure, yeah, Mir's, maybe we'll calm down. If I just need to turn the volume down, let me know. And hey, Ariana, thank you for the follow. I'm glad the one alert box is working, even if the other one isn't. It's a little bit... I'll have to figure that out later. So going back to it, I mean, what is meditation useful for? And here's where I should have asked before. But do any of you in chat meditate? Do any of you have anything that you would call meditation that you set aside for yourself? I'm curious to hear if there's anybody already familiar with that. I should have led with that, honestly. While I was talking about myself for a while there. And I've already stressed, you know, what it's not a replacement for. What I do think meditation is helpful for is like reducing or helping cope with anxiety in between moments. Like really, you know, in those in-betweens where it piles on you. It can help you find your space. It can help you, I mean, the classic phrase is clear your mind, but it really can help you feel like you're looking at things in front of you more clearly. On a deeper level, it can help address things that sort of bother you as a person. There's this idea that a lot of sort of internal suffering can stem from wanting kind of impossible things, or things that are just that if you stop and think about it, you can come to the conclusion that you don't. This is always a struggle for me to try to like articulate, but that it's healthy to eliminate the want you have for things that really you can look at and put it against your value system and understand that it, you know, the wantingness of it is only a kind of a net negative, that the thing that you're wanting wouldn't do anything for you, and that the wanting itself is like can be eliminated, should be eliminated. This is kind of sort of some more deeper concepts of what I'm looking for. But another, just a very practical application, is reducing reactivity in the moment as well. I really did and do have anger and like emotional. I react very emotionally to things. It's always been a problem. It still is a problem. And it's still something where a lot of times when something strikes me hard, I will have to, you know, sometimes step away from the computer for a moment, from the conversation, from the phone, whatever. And I gotta soothe. I have to kind of try to return to a mindful place. And it's something I have to work on every day. I do. I still very much have to work on it every day. And let me catch up on chat there. Thank you for sharing, folks. Chroma said, done guided meditation from Spotify, and those help a lot. Yes. Naoki says, sometimes if your anxiety is preventing you from sleeping. And Chroma says, also like guided sleep meditation. Cool for sure. Yes. That has been a bit of a problem I've had with trying to meditate, is falling asleep while I do it. And there are some tips for helping with that, though. And yeah, such a wonderful community, absolutely. So Chroma says using lavender oil or those pillow mists from Bath & Body Works are a great help too. That's a good tip. I do find lavender, I forget why it has such a strong association as a sleep fragrance, but I like it in that application myself. Oki has really horrible sleep paralysis. Oh no, I'm sorry to hear that. Get out of it. Basically have to meditate to calm yourself down, so you've mastered that side of it. Well, good for you, Oki. I have like felt a moment of sleep paralysis once and did not enjoy it one bit. And my dad has gotten it every once in a while. Every once in a while. Ribbon says, did meditation in your Zumba class in college. Took the class as credit. Nice. About halfway through the semester, turned it into a meditation class because of the 2016 election and the amount of stress it put you all in. That's very thoughtful. That's really thoughtful. Yeah. Darling Dumont uses plants as a means of meditation. Mostly causes your anxiety, especially with COVID and the election, the feeling of a lack of control. Spending an hour each day to talk to your plants and see how much Leaf is doing helps to give back some semblance of control. And now we got emotes. Emotes only for a minute. Well, feel free to emote. I think subs can talk through it. I believe VIPs can talk through it. And thank you so much for sharing, everyone. I really do appreciate it. And I love seeing the different ways that folks have experienced meditation before. It absolutely has. It's great that there are, I think now, more ways than ever to access free, guided meditation, which is a great help. It's a great way to both get started and also to keep your practice going. Absolutely great ways to go. I think a lot of great work is done when you're doing it by yourself. And the guided meditations do tend to have, they tend to be a focused thing. They do tend to fall into one of the types of meditation that has more of a concentration aspect to it. Thank you for the hearts. I really appreciate that. Trans Pride. Virtual hugs. Thank you so much. Redeemed sub-only emotes. It worked over here, Marky. I see it in chat that emote-only mode was enabled, and then only emotes came through. So if Mir sleeps on your back when you wake up in the morning, you can't talk or move for an hour. Wow. That sounds unusual. Pretty bad though. I know I have to sleep on my side, but for nothing like that, really. Promo too late to the party, never too late. Never too late for a good amount of emotes. Oh, this is great. That's a whole bunch of really great ways and times and places to use meditation as a very practical tool. The other two types that I'm going to speak only briefly about one and then more about the other. But one that I was kind of most interested to learn about, that I really had no idea about, could be called loving kindness meditation. And I really just want to put it out there as a concept that I thought was very interesting. Where it's a focused or concentrated type of meditation where you do focus and it might sound a bit, I don't know. I guess to put it a little dismissively, it might sound pretty hippy-dippy. It might sound like some of that hippie stuff. At which I can only shrug and say if you think that, probably everything I've been saying is some hippie stuff. But I really believe there's some important, again, really I think neuroscience to it. And the idea with the loving kindness meditation is to really, you start inward, and you really do both like thinking physically and also in sort of a pseudo social physical space, in terms of like looking at yourself, trying to extend yourself really the absolute fullest extent of like warm human love that you know you're capable of, trying to embrace yourself as a friend and a person. And again, I tend to think of it a little bit sort of in terms of like a physical thing, like a physical radius extending out slowly as I try to then extend it out to the people I care most about, you know, the family I'm close to, the friends I'm closest to, and then just extending it out. In my case, you know, sometimes the geography matches up with kind of the metaphorical distance, sometimes it doesn't. But the idea is to really spend time meditating on nothing but the idea of trying to work going from the people you know best and extending that same kind of just, again, really kind of fullest human empathy. And loving kindness is really the combination of words. Not just love, not just kindness, but the loving kindness. Until, and it is, here's the thing, if you're trying to do it sincerely, if you're trying to do it from a really genuine meditative place, it's not something you just do. It's not something, like, talking about it is a lot easier than doing it. Because the end goal where you want to end up is feeling like you are encompassing the world. That is the mental idea, and it's really hard to get to that place for me anyway. Let me catch up on chat again. Thank you for the hydrate and posture check. Oki says, one really bad monster that was reappearing. It was really upsetting, Oki, messing with you in and out of sleep. Named it Fido, sketched a cute version, and crochet the monster in chippy form. Never seen him again. That's great. That's a really great way to deal with like a nightmare fear, I think. I have a lot of problems with nightmares. I'll have to go into that another time, but that's a great technique, confronting it like that. And hey, welcome, Mason. Good to see you back here. Great to see you in this, well, afternoon for you, I'm pretty sure, but welcome back. And hey, Tyler Does Things, good to see you. And Marky, I had a cereal. I had cereal and a little bit of Halloween candy for breakfast. I hope... No worries, Mir, you don't need to. Thank you for being here. I'm glad you could be here this morning. Yeah, long time no see indeed, Mason. It's good to see you in. I hope things have been going okay for you. I'm probably going to go a few extra minutes this morning just to keep talking. And Queen Claire is taking the day off much. I hope she gets all the rest and relaxation that she possibly can. I've given myself only sort of a little bit of time here to hit the main points that I wanted to, so I am probably going to go a few minutes long. No worries if folks have to run out of here, of course. But the main sort of meditative practice that I wanted to hit on as the type that I think is most useful to work on as a daily, if possible, thing, but the kind of thing that you try to build as a good habit that you end up just seeing nice benefits from after a while down the road. It's not as immediately practically applicable. You can't whip it out in times of stress necessarily, like a guided meditation. But the idea of the mind calmness meditation, and that is, if people are familiar with the kind of trope of sitting very still, being very quiet, and trying to clear your mind of thought, of trying to, just for a period of time, you really are trying to just stop the internal monologue, or whatever your equivalent is. I know not everybody monologues nonstop in the head the way people maintain an ongoing consciousness really does vary in fascinating ways. But the idea really is to just calm the engines for a little bit. And what helps me to think about it, and you'll hear a lot about being in the moment and bringing yourself back into the moment, but is trying to fully tune in to everything that's going on around you, right there in that place at that time. And this is where it is important to find a good space for yourself. My preference, when it's possible, is to meditate outside. And when I can't do that, I do try to use kind of visualization in a passive way to get myself into a place where I can more easily do that. But in terms of the clearing your head thing, clearing your minds, and the stream should not be frozen for folks. If anybody wants to, okay, all right. I think that's all fine. In terms of the ways to clear your mind, the reason that this helps a lot is because once you have it as a practice, it does help you return your focus to things when things become overwhelming. It'll give you a certain mental buffer, a certain mental space, or it has for me. Again, I need to speak for myself, where I'm able to step away and just quiet my mind for a little bit and try to take things one at a time. Which I've said this on the topic of multitasking before, but for me, it's been exceptionally important to understand and accept my limitations very, very seriously, that I can only think about one thing at a time. I can, sometimes I can switch between different one things, singular things very quickly. But I really can only think about one thing at a time. Can I put VIP on your name up? I'll look into it, Mason. I'm not going to do it right now. Thank you for being back here, though. It is good to see you back. Hope you'll stick around. But no worries. I know folks always have different interests. Life takes you to different places. And when am I going to be streaming till? I do not want to stream more than like another 10 minutes. I'm going to go a little bit longer. Yeah, I think I'm going to try to wrap up in the next 10 minutes, 15 max myself. Should be enough time just to hit the last few things I wanted to say. Yeah, go ahead, set up. So the mind calmness is difficult to get into because it's not the kind of thing where a guided meditation is really going to get you in there, I don't think. It can help you get started, but it is for folks who just want like a quick start, I suppose. And hey, Barrett, welcome. Good to see you. And no worries, Mikon. I mean, you can always get started while I'm ending. Don't let that stop you. Or while I'm in the middle of something. I know that we, definitely in the kingdom, we are trying to not overlap too much to some extent. And it's always nice to have just like the fronts and ends kind of overlap a bit. But no worries, Mikon. Hope you have a good one. Do I have WhatsApp? I do not use WhatsApp, no. Nope. Mostly use Discord. For most things at this point. Very handy. But a quick start to the kind of mind calmness, it really is. You want to sit comfortably somewhere peaceful where there really aren't going to be... I realize it can be quite a luxury for people to have a space where they might have 20 minutes free from somebody interrupting them or trying to get their attention. But that is what you're looking for. You do want to start aiming for about 15 or 20 minutes of sitting quietly and doing your best. It's very hard to stop thoughts occurring and to stop yourself from working on problems and thinking about things. At least it is for me. And what I find helpful is the notion of focusing on your breathing, of even just repeating in your head in and out, doing nice, big, measured, deep breaths. And also just noticing everything that you can feel. Let yourself feel your body, but you don't need to comment on it. Just think, this is how this feels. And you can extend that awareness out as well. So if you do hear traffic going by or something like that, you just hear it. Just think, there is traffic, I heard that. Try not to comment on it, try not to elaborate on it. If it sounds dull or boring, I don't know what to say. Maybe it is. It's hard taking 20 minutes to just do nothing like that. I know I really do have a hard time doing it myself because I feel so much pressure to do things, to get things done. But it really can be tremendously helpful. And hey Mason, I haven't seen any of your animations or anything on that, and please do steer clear of self-promo. You are an old bud. It's good to see you popping back in here. But definitely, like, something I have a specific place for in my Discord for folks who want to post their art or the things that they're working on. And this isn't, right now, this is not especially the time to be I'm glad to hear that you're working on animation, so it's very cool. And I do hope to see them, but I'll get that link into, oh, that's not right. Discord is probably the exciting fantasy equivalent, the D&D equivalent of Discord. Don't use Discord anymore, no worries. We have plenty of folks who don't use it. But if you want to post, like, promo your stuff, that is the place to do it. Alright, sorry, getting back. So that's the idea of mind calmness. I think I've said what I want to say there. That's the one that I do for me. It helps me most with my emotional reactivity. Again, I still do need... every day I have to continue working on trying to have appropriate emotional responses to things. And the thing, I guess the one thing I will go into, again, just on the personal front, is having a lot of residual anger has definitely been a problem for me. When I was younger, I walked around and felt like I really had just a volcano of rage inside me. As a teenager and beyond, I was really angry at a lot of different things. And it has been a problem for me. It has damaged my personal relationships. It's made me lash out in inappropriate ways. And what did not help me for a long time was trying to run away from it, was trying to not feel angry. That for me was just repressed it and made it come out worse at other times. And the problem there, for me in particular, is that it meant that generally I would lash out or express my anger in just not an appropriate way at the people who I felt like safe being mad at, like friends and family, but they weren't the people I should have been directing my anger at. So it was quite damaging. It was a toxic thing for me to be doing. And what I've learned for me since is that, feel angry, feel the anger, but what I do with that after that point is where I can control my reactivity and my response. And sometimes, let me tell you, maybe several times a day, I have to sit and think about just how angry I am at or about something. And then well, there's a siren going past. Sorry, I'm gonna... Did that mute that? Alright, sorry about that. And then I just have to kind of clear my head and think about what can I do about that? What's within my domain, you know, to do something about this thing. And again, that can be a tricky thing in the department of combating helplessness, because there are so many worrying and scary things that are outside of our immediate control. But by reflecting on it, there really is important conclusions to come to about what you do have control over, and that is where I think folks can draw the most strength from, is when you can have that list, that established territory. And, you know, I just try to circle it around. It's one of the powers that, I mean, some of the power that I think meditation can give a person is for me, it really has helped me feel like I'm just less at the whims of my emotional reactivity. I still am a sensitive person. I'm still an emotional person, very much so. And I still have to work a lot on being able to express myself healthfully. I'm really working on it. Oh, Mason's got to go, and oh, Mikan, you got to get your USB PS2 adapter in there. All right, and oh, if any, by the way, for the look at my profile picture request, I have a bot command for that. I think Mason's not here anymore. But this is something that folks, that you in chat are able to do. If you ever want to show off your personal Twitch profile image, if you have a new fun one that you want to do, or show rather, you can do "oh whoa" at me with the exclamation mark there, and that is set up so it only works. It only gets the image of the person summoning it, basically. That's how that's set up. Can't make it... No way to make it get other people's. So I am going to end here. But I did want to ask really quickly if you folks who are still here have questions right now. For me, about things, about this week. Tomorrow I will be here. It's going to be like this one. It's going to be a stream like this one. I am going to be trying to focus a lot on the concept of resilience, and kind of the importance of community, personal support networks, mutual aid, these concepts. And otherwise, same time tomorrow, and I just have to say thank you so much, folks. Thank you so much, Fifth, for the gift subscriptions. I will get that third emote up as soon as possible, but just thank you so much, people, for being here, and secret command. It does have a couple keywords in there. It's got an OWO keyword now that it doesn't entirely work. I think one of those is trying to use special O's for the OWO that aren't quite showing up. Same bat channel, same bat time. See you next time. Thanks, Doc. That's right. Yeah, if nobody's got any questions at the moment, I'm going to start looking to see who's on right now. Yeah, there may also be a new woo keyword as well, conceivably. Oh, that's right. Mikan's coming up with We Love Katamari. So, folks, I definitely recommend that one. I'll be sticking around. We Love Katamari is a sequel to Katamari Damacy, which folks may have seen my playthrough of that previously. I would love to do We Love Katamari. I think Ribbon Ichigo did their own playthrough of it recently. So maybe third time's the charm. I'll get that Third Kingdom playthrough of that very fantastic game. And thank you so much, Chroma. Really, thank you everybody who's been here, who's chatted, especially for the folks who shared their own experiences in chat. Yes, please do keep in mind Mikanpachi's streams are rated mature for language. He's a very kind fellow, very generous. When I've watched, I haven't really heard too much rough, but I think it's just in case for the most part. Occasional expletive here and there. But if you do, if you're here for the family friendly, you will probably want to exercise your discretion on this one, as I borrow the classic phrase. But We Love Katamari. Oh my goodness, the music, the gameplay, it's pretty much guaranteed to keep a smile on my face here. So, folks, if you feel like sticking around, just go and say hi. Mikan was here a minute ago, and I'll be back tomorrow. Thank you again, everyone. Oh my goodness. Thank you, Splat19 Gaming, for the follow. Welcome to the raid. I'm sorry, I'll be here tomorrow. See you later.